Oh, what's good, Joe? What's good? Real Talk Squad. This is Miles. Listen to Real Talk with Miles Johnson. We always keep it real. They said that you would have to be a sick person to be happy for the Cowboys to lose, for the 49ers to lose, and for the Lions to lose. I'm a sick person, baby. Fly, Eagles, fly. It's game day. Let's get right, boy. Let's get right. All these teams, I'll give you the 49ers that they get the benefit of the doubt because they've been to the Super Bowl. The Cowboys continue to get the benefit of the doubt, and we already know what they're going to do. They're going to fold when it really matters. I'm actually upset that the Cowboys lost this bad this early, especially at home, as a 6.5 point favorite, because usually that happens in the playoffs. Maybe we're seeing a team in the Cowboys that they've lost their mojo at home. A team that in the regular season has won 16 straight home games. Now, it's not looking like this. It's not looking. They got that same aura at home. I know all them fans be running to get to their seats, and we all saw that run, little thing that they have going on at the beginning of the season. But I don't think they have it no more. And the Lions, Jared Goff is not that, bro. You have all these weapons, and you still cannot deliver. You cannot deliver. And this is with Aiden Hutchinson, who was my defensive player of the year, having an all-time great game. Literally his best game as a pro. 5 sacks, cuz. 5 sacks. If he had a half a sack more, that would be the all-time record in Lions history. 5.5. What about the 49ers? Now, I'm a troll, but is CMC a merchant of Trent Williams in this line? I'm trolling. But I will say, though, like Jordan Mason do look like a very good running back behind that offensive line. Now, maybe he is just a really good player as well with a great offensive line. But that's not the story. The story is Sam Darnold having a Baker Mayfield-esque resurgence to his career. And I knew from the jump, look, I've been putting in my little FanDuel bets. I knew from the jump, I was like, dog, I'm not finna bet on the 49ers because Brian Flores has their number. Every time, Brian Flores has Kyle Shanahan's number. And we saw that last year when the Vikings beat the 49ers with less quarterback play. And we saw this year when they went ahead and beat the 49ers again. Come on. So I got to give kudos where kudos is due to the Saints for whooping the Cowboys' ass, for the Vikings for having a masterclass performance on defense, and it wasn't that close as the score reflects. And then shout out to the Buccaneers and Chris Godwin and Baker Mayfield. That was straight cooking. And I love to see all these teams like the Packers, like the Lions, like the 49ers, like the Cowboys to show you they ain't what y'all think they are early on in this season. And we're going to see if that mantra continues on because I feel great about my Eagles. Let's get straight into it, man. What's good, Joe? What's good? Real Talk Squad. This is Miles. Listen to Real Talk with Miles Johnson, where you know we always keep it real. I'm going to talk about Eagles versus Falcons, baby. Eagles versus Falcons. Now, first things first, I had to tone down a little bit of the trolling of the Cowboys and 49ers and all of them, the Lions. I had to tone it down a little bit because I was like, we got to win week 2 for me to really troll. But best believe, if we win, if and when we win, we will troll all week. All week, 2-0. Here's the thing. So A.J. Brown is out. Respectfully, we don't need A.J. Brown to beat the Falcons. We simply don't. We have too many weapons offensively to be like, oh my gosh, A.J. Brown. Hey, and it's no disrespect to A.J. Brown. Phenomenal player. Arguably our best player on offense. But if we're keeping it a stack, we got Devontae Smith that on many teams would be their best wide receiver. I would say on maybe it's obviously you got Jettis over him, Jamar, Tyreek, Tay Adams. I think I think Devontae's in that Brandon Ayuk class. That's where I think he is. Personally, that's where I think he is. And so he'll show that today. We saw what he did without AJ Brown in the playoffs, a buck 40 with but here's the thing. Devontae got a buck 40 in the playoffs without AJ Brown in an offense that knew they used zero pre-motion. They literally did not expose the middle of the field. Devontae Smith got a buck 40 strictly off talent. Strictly off talent. Like the coaching did not scheme him open one time. One time in that game. So now you pair up Devontae Smith without A.J. Brown in a Kellen Moore offense who has shown from day one he knows how to scheme guys open, not just for big, long plays, but for them short plays. We saw Devontae Smith catch 5 passes for 5 first downs against the Green Bay Packers. That's called scheming for your guy to get open. We always saw we saw all that pre-snap motion. We saw all of that, and that was beautiful. And that's something that I want to see again. And we saw how effective Jalen Hurts was with pre-snap motion. I've always said you have to adjust to the times. If you cannot adjust to the times in any profession, you are cooked. So I want to see that pre-snap motion. I want to see a guy. Also, Dallas Goedert is going to have a game. I know Devontae is going to have a game, and we all know how how great he is. But Dallas Goedert is a top 6, top 7 tight end in this league, and he's one of the best pass-catching tight ends in this league. And with the absence of A.J. Brown, I expect to see a lot of touches go to one of Jalen Hurts' favorite targets since he's been a starting quarterback in this league. You got to think, though, right? A.J. Brown wasn't always in the picture. Dallas Goedert was always there for Jalen Hurts. He was always his safety blanket. And I expect him to be his safety blanket again and to be used more again. Now, I forgot to ask. I didn't forget, but we got to talk about Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley is going to do what he got to do. I mean, if the Steelers ran for a buck 40 on the Falcons, what do you think Saquon Barkley is going to do? And I'm talking about over 100 all-purpose yards today, and he will control time of possession. And you got to think, too, this is our first home game of the season. This is Nick Foles' night. I believe the Eagles will blow out the Falcons, and I believe they will show their shiny new toy, Saquon Barkley, and give him hella touches. Hella touches. So from Saquon to Dallas Goedert to Devontae Smith, that's your offense. I'm high on Jahan Dotson. I think that he was in a terrible situation in Washington, but I'm not going to cap and be like, I expect him to really do something. I still think that there's multiple playmakers that you have to go to before Jahan Dotson. Now, granted, is it out the question for Jahan Dotson to catch a ball in the red zone? For sure, that's not out the question, but still, the majority of this offense is going to be centered around Saquon Barkley, Devontae Smith, and Dallas Goedert. And if there's times that Devontae is doubled, then you will see Jahan Dotson go ahead and get some touches. I do want to say it's no excuse for Jalen Hurts this game. I don't care that A.J. Brown is out. You got the weapons, gang. You got the weapons. What did I say? Saquon, Devontae, Dallas Goedert. You got the weapons to go ahead and win this game. You were paid the big bucks to win this game. Monday Night Football. The Falcons, what are we talking about? They have no pass rush. They have an old Matthew Judon. You should have all day in the pocket as long as you don't make boneheaded throws when you're going to your right, throwing the ball across your body. Like, as long as you just take care of the football, Hurts. Take care of the football. We good. You're going to have so much time in the pocket. It's not even going to be funny. It's going to be a good job. Defensively, the Eagles pass rush must get home. They have to. Bryce Huff, he was our big acquisition, right? He was a no-show week 1 against the Packers. I mean, Jordan Love had all day. If Jordan Love did not play as bad as he did, we might have been talking about a different story because the pass rush did not get to the quarterback. Now, we can chalk it up to the field. Maybe it was slippery, and that caused the pass rush to not be as effective. But I'm looking for the Eagles this game, out of all games this year, to get to the quarterback. Because Kirk Cousins can't move, cuz we done seen the guy cannot move. He cannot move. He doesn't even play under center no more. He doesn't even play under center. Cuz can't move no more. So Jalen Carter, you better feast. Josh Sweat, you better feast. Bryce Huff, you better feast. Come on now. I need to see something more from N'Kobe D and Zach Bond. Because they went ahead and showed up yesterday. I mean, they showed up last week, and I expect them to show up again. But the thing is, you got to prove it again, and again. You feel what I'm trying to say? Let's go ahead and do that. Last thing, too, Avonte Maddox is cooked. He's cooked. With Isaiah Rodgers coming back, I would like to see Isaiah Rodgers on the outside, and I would like to see Quinyon Mitchell in the inside nickel. I don't want to see Avonte Maddox, and if it's somebody else outside of Avonte Maddox, Cooper DeJean. I would rather see Cooper DeJean than see Avonte Maddox. Only time I want to see Avonte Maddox on the field is if somebody gets injured, because I'm sorry, he's cooked, and we have learned that if a cornerback is cooked, we need to see that before it gets bad. Let's ask James Bradbury how last season was for him when we refused to say and believe to ourselves that, hey, like, this guy probably isn't what he used to be. Come on. So, again, cornerbacks, they got to be nice. Our pass rush on defense has to be the MVP. And, look, Bijan, he's a great player. He'll go off. But if you're able to get to Kirk Cousins and get him flustered and limit him from his first option early, we're talking about a blowout. We're talking about a blowout because this offense is going to do what it's got to do. And I don't fear this Falcons defense one bit, bro. One bit. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that jazz. Let me know your prediction. I'm going to give y'all my prediction. It's going to be 33-13 Eagles. Fly, Eagles, fly. Love y'all. Peace.